Woodblock printmaker Dave Bull here again in my Tokyo workroom, where production of the next print in the Ukiyoe Heroes series is about to get underway. This is going to be the Fox Moon image, which is perhaps the single most popular among all Jed's designs, at least according to what we learned from the Kickstarter campaign. Today's little video will show you the step-by-step process for getting the image from Jed's Photoshop Master down here onto my woodblock, ready for carving to begin. Back in the old days, before computers and Photoshop, production of all the woodblock prints started with the designer and or his assistants preparing the outlines of the image on a sheet of extremely thin Gampi paper. As I've discussed before, as I've discussed before in these videos, at this stage there's absolutely no consideration of color whatsoever. These Ukiyoe prints, just like Jed's, were all based on designs with very strong outlines, and the production process always began with the carving of a key block containing those outlines. We're going to do it exactly the same way. Let's take a look at what I did earlier today to get it from there to here. I start with the Photoshop file that Jed sends me. He's kept everything on separate layers, so I can take out the backgrounds and take out the kimono colors, leaving nothing left but the clear lines. This is what we're going to carve for our key block. The very thin Gampi paper that we're going to use for this key block tracing won't go through my laser printer. I've got to laminate it. I use spray glue and lay it together with a piece of normal copy paper. The spray glue I use is a low tack model, so as you can see the Gampi paper can easily be separated from the backing sheet. And we'll leave it on for now and paste them down together. Here we are up in my wood storeroom, and I'm going to pick a piece here that's as hard as possible. I've got hardwood and softwood, and we need a hard piece for the key block, of course. I'm cutting the registration marks on the blank block. There'll be an L mark at the lower right hand corner and a straight line a few inches down that side. You'll see as we go further how these are used. Here's a last look at our laminated key design before we paste it down. I love Jed's lines. They're just going to be so much fun to carve. You can see the movement of the brush back and forth. It ebbs and it flows. Beautifully thin lines. Some nice, good, fat, rich ones. Look at the expression in that animal. The calligraphy too. He's got his teacher to do it. Some beautiful flowing lines. And all the animals in this quartet, the characters, oh, this is going to be such fun to do. Such fun. Because the wood's very hard, I've got to moisten it a little bit before I rub the glue on. Otherwise the glue will just, won't smooth out easily and smoothly. So I moisten the surface of the wood first. And then lay on some glue. It's normal, what's it called? White wood glue. Which is a bit too much here. I shouldn't have put quite that much on. It's traditional to sort of dab a little texture into the glue before you lay the paper down. In the old days, when we were just laying down thin gumpi by itself, it was important not to let it get grabbed too tightly by the glue. But nowadays, with these laminations, it doesn't matter so much. But this is the traditional way. There we are. The paper now goes into those registration marks very, very carefully. Right-hand corner first, then the left-hand side. And just falls lightly onto the glue. After it's rubbed down quite firmly with the burn, I can already, I don't have to wait for the glue to dry, I can peel away the backing sheet. As long as I don't pull it straight up, which would pull the wet paper off the glue. Just peel it off at an angle and it comes away quite smoothly, usually. Trouble in that corner there. The design isn't actually all that visible at the moment because the wood is quite a dark wood and the paper is all still wet. But once it's dry, it'll be much more clear. And to help it along, I use my fingers to peel away some of the back of the paper. As thin as it is, you can still peel part of it away. And you can see the design much more clearly. And there we go. Beautiful. Just like there's nothing there. I keep an extra copy of the tracing nearby so that once carving starts, I'll have something to refer to if I need to see small details. This is how it would look like without the lamination, just the thin gumpi paper by itself. Beautiful stuff. So there you have it. The preparation is done and the image is now down on the wood ready for carving. Tomorrow morning I'll be here at the bench bright and early. We'll give my knives a touch up on the sharpening stones and we'll put blade to wood. I'm not quite sure how long it's going to take to carve this one because, as usual, there are a number of things around here competing for my attention, but it shouldn't take all that long. I'll shoot more video as we go along, so sit tight, and in the not too distant future, I'll be bringing you episode 2 of this little series. See you then.